again, Amanda with UnHinged Magazine. I am here with the Second After. So the Second After is a group of 4 genuine souls that pour their personal experiences into each unique piece of music. So coming out soon, April 17th, 2020, the last 2 unreleased singles from their upcoming EP, We Are Who We Are, tie together an unabashed adventure of learning to accept themselves for the cheeky, playful group that they have become. So right now, I am with Michael Greason. Everyone calls him Greason. Hi, Greason.
Hi.
Bands typically throw around a few ideas with their names and this and that, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
How did you come up with your name, and what would have your backup plan been? Like something crazy or?
Well, it's funny. So me and the drummer, his name is Ryan. So him and I, we played in a metalcore band, like 6 years ago now. I don't know, it was a long time ago. So when I met him, he was playing drums in a metalcore band. I was like, I want to play in a metalcore band. I play guitar. Like, I can do this. So we started hanging out. I started playing in the band, and that band was called Drown the King, right? Just whatever.
Nice.
And we played for a while, and like it was fun. And then Nolan, who might be joining us here, the bass player, he was my best friend growing up, so I got him to come in and join the band, and we were playing metal for a while. And then when we ended up switching to playing like pop punk style, we wanted to change our name and just kind of rebrand and everything. And up until that point, either me or Nolan or somebody else in that band had picked every name for everything that we'd ever done, and we would never let Ryan choose the name ever, because he just, I don't know why. I don't remember if they were just bad names or what it was, but he was like, all right, well, I get to name the band since I've never get to name anything and all this stuff. And I was like, all right, like, that's cool. And he was like, the Second After. And I was like, oh, that's actually kind of dope. Like, that's cool. And, he was like, yeah, because everything has like a ripple effect. Everything has like a consequence. There's always something following everything. You never know what's going to happen. And all. He went into this whole explanation. I was like, yeah, like, that's cool too. Like, let's do it. So that's how we got our name. And
Awesome.
I don't remember. I remember like thinking at the time like we were going to change it and us all having name ideas, but I don't remember if any of them were like backups or anything like that. I don't remember any of them at all.
And getting the Second After together, what was the hardest part or the biggest hurdle that y'all had, like getting everything just together?
The hardest thing has actually been member changes probably. But not in like, I don't know, like the answer sounds like, oh, it's just hard to keep a band together kind of thing. When it's more like every member that's ever been in the band, the Second After has been like super important to us. Like, we're all really close. So it's like if somebody was in the band and now they're not, they're still really close to us and like they're really important to us. So that's why it sucks that they're not, and at the same time, they're for a reason. So like everyone's happy, everyone's, it happened for a reason. But like, everyone who's been in the band that now isn't, and everyone who is in the band like now, we're all like really close, really good friends. Some of us are like related to each other, so like that's probably been the biggest obstacle, is like having to like weave around what's best for like the band,
Right.
And then at the same time realizing like, but this is real life and these are our friends and these are like real people. Like maybe like they need help with this, or maybe like they're just not working out because of this, or maybe it's us, or what's going on. It's like that's been kind of an obstacle. But it's never been something that's like something that's gonna like stop us in any way. It's always been, or even stop us from being friends with those people and things like that. So it's like, yeah, that's probably been the biggest obstacle. But
what do you think your sound and your influences are?
So it's a hard question. So like a lot of people would assume it's like pop punk bands, right? Like Neck Deep and like Story So Far and stuff like that, which, yeah, I love those bands. I'm not gonna lie. I've listened to them 1,000 times. Honestly, like for me, it's like I grew up listening to like random emo bands like Blindside and like Dead Poetic and like Thursday and stuff like that. So I love like stuff like that. So for me, it's like that's where my influence comes in a little bit. But also like metal bands, honestly. It's like Lamb of God. Like stuff like that. Like that's what I grew up listening to.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess for our sound, it would be like, like pop punk bands, like Fall Out Boy and like My Chemical Romance and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Blink-182.
Yeah, and Blink, obviously.
If you could tour with any, whether you opened for him or shared the stage with him, if you could tour with anybody, dead or alive, what would your dream?
Ooh. Ouch. I don't know. I've answered this question before, like years ago, and I said Motley Crue because at that point in my life, I was like, I want to party a lot, and like I want to tour with Motley Crue because that would be awesome. But now I'm like, that would probably be a really bad idea. But it would be a really fun idea, but it'd be a really bad idea. So I'm gonna go ahead and settle on like Blink. I want to tour with Blink. Oh no, I want to tour with The Day to Remember. That'd be cool.
That's a good one.
That'd be cool.
That is a good one.
I feel like
yeah.
The songs would mesh kind of well too, and the fans would all dig it. Like I feel it'd be cool.
Oh yeah. So piggybacking on that, we're all in a freaking quarantine with this COVID-19, blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
Not artists, like music related, but who in the music world would you love to be quarantined with?
Oh my gosh.
Just to sit around and do absolutely nothing but be quarantined.
Well, it's funny because I've been like writing a lot of music because I've been quarantined, so it's like in a way I'm hearing that question as like, what artist would you like to just write a whole album with right now?
Exactly.
So, yeah, I don't know. What'd be cool actually is to do it with someone that's like already kind of like well known, or like Ed Sheeran or something like that. Somebody who just like is famous for songwriting, who like writes.
Oh my God! And just add like the metal vibe to it.
And, like
his poor little ginger boy brain would just blow.
That would be amazing.
That would be awesome.
He'd be like trapped, and he'd be like, "Really, you? Like this is what I'm stuck with?" And he'd have money, so he'd buy all the groceries too. That'd be cool.
So, any shows, any whatever, what is the craziest, weirdest, most embarrassing something out of anything that y'all have done?
So this was like scary, this is just the craziest thing. This, to be honest, this tour that we went on was just crazy thing after crazy thing. But this particular night was just stupid. So like, I don't remember what the tour was called or what anything like that, but it was I think it was the first full US tour we ever did. It was like 2017 or something like that. And we were out with this band called Bleacher Days, and we eventually actually met up with the home team as well. So they joined the tour later in the tour. But at the beginning of the tour, we were playing Chicago, and the show was kind of dead. It was like a weekday early in the tour. It wasn't like there wasn't like
the momentum hadn't got built up yet.
Yes, exactly. So it was a cool show, but it wasn't like crazy, right? So after the show, we're all like, all right, well, we're hanging out with like the Bleacher Day boys, the guys in the other band, and they're from Boston. So we're like hanging out with them and getting to know them a little bit. And I'm like inside and I'm like packing up or something like that, and we're getting ready to load out. And I'm like, yeah, Nolan, go grab the van, pull the van around to the front. He's like, all right. So he goes and he runs off, and then one of the guys in the bands comes up to me like 5 minutes later. He's like, hey man, you got to go outside right now. And I was like, what's going on? He was like, you just got to go outside right now. I was like, all right, I don't know you that well, so this is kind of weird. It's like I walk outside, and like I looked out in the parking lot, and Nolan's just standing there. I'm like, what's up? And he's like, yo, this is bad. And I was like, what happened, dude? And he just points, and I look down like this little alleyway, this little like strip of parking lot, and he had flipped our trailer. Like he had hit a turn and flipped the trailer, and the whole trailer had like flipped over and like hit like a street light. Like it was bad. It was like not good. Nothing. I mean, we didn't break any laws or anything, but like it was bad, like real bad. It flipped off the hitch and everything. Like we went over to it, and like us and like these other dudes in this band, we all flipped the trailer back upright, and we're just like, all right, well, we'll just put it back on the trailer hitch. Yeah, we'll just put it on the trailer hitch. No big deal. Drive off. We'll load out and drive off. It's all good. Like the trailer was a bit torn up, but it was fine. So we go to put it on the trailer hitch, and then we realized that the like joint where it connects was so warped and bent up from where it flipped that we couldn't get it back on. And we were like, dude, what are we gonna do? We're like in the middle of a snowstorm in like Chicago, and like all of our gear is inside, and we can't do this. Like, do we just drop the trailer here, take the tags off, peace out, act like nothing happened? Like, what do we do? We don't know
Just
what to
abandon
do.
it.
I'm talking like 2 hours of all of us just sitting outside, just like staring at this trailer hitch, like longingly, like, what do we even do? And I just like kicked it really hard, and it just popped in really quick. And then we loaded out and drove off.
So, what is the most useless, since it's just you, what is the most useless talent you have?
I guess for me, it's the most useless talent I have is that I can get really good at video games if I play them enough. And to me, it's like it doesn't go anywhere, so it's just like wasted like thing. I mean, I guess it's like a wind down thing, you know. So it's like it's cool, but like useless in the sense that like I'm never gonna use it for anything, you know. So if I spend too much time doing it, I'm just like, what am I doing?
What is the biggest compliment that a fan could give you?
Wait, is this like a hypothetical compliment or something that's actually happened?
Oh, both. Like, tell me what a good compliment you remember, and then the most epic compliment you could ever imagine. I mean,
Um,
PG rated, but
so a compliment that we get a lot like is that like how do you guys move? How do you guys like move around so much? Because like on stage we'll move around and like stuff like that, even if we're not all like coordinated or anything, but we just like throw down a lot, you know. Which I love that compliment because I'm like, sweet, awesome. The impact is getting there, like the energy is coming off the stage and you're feeling it. Otherwise, you wouldn't be talking to me about it, right? So it's
exactly.
like I love that compliment. But a compliment that I have gotten this one before too, so I guess it's like not that hypothetical. But the one that I look forward to hearing is when the lyrics in a song have positively affected the way somebody else feels. I love that. I love like hearing somebody like, oh my God, dude, like that song really like helped me
You,
get through like this breakup, or like, oh dude, like that song like helped talk me off a ledge that day. Like I love
yeah.
that. I love hearing those stories.
Another one to just close it out. Is there anything that you would like to shout out to fans? What's going on? I know crap's got crazy with the COVID.
Yeah.
So just shout something out to your people that are trying to figure out what's going on.
Okay, so I will say that we are putting out this EP on the 17th. We recorded it with Seth Henderson and up there near Chicago, who did Real Friends and a bunch of bands, Knuckle Puck and stuff. He's a really cool dude. It was awesome. So that's coming out on April 17th. And then we also actually are still writing. We have been recording new music as well. So listen to the new EP, and then if you like it, stay tuned for more stuff. We are going to be, of course, touring again as soon as this all blows over. We are trying to stay as prepped and ready to immediately hit the ground running as soon as we're allowed to hit the ground again, socially. And yeah, also everyone needs to stay safe and kind of stay inside for the most part.
All right. Well, we will definitely keep touch. Thank you so much.
For sure. Yeah. Have a wonderful day.
You too.